Let me say something that might stop you in your tracks. You think you're stuck, but you're not. You think that closed door, that missed opportunity, that breakup, that rejection, that delay was a setback. But listen closely, it was a setup. The biggest mistake most people make is believing that when something ends, it means God is done. Though, God didn't abandon you. He repositioned you. But here's the problem. You can't see it yet, so you panic. You feel like life's not moving, like you've been forgotten, like you're being punished. I've been there. Trust me. There were moments in my life when everything I prayed for fell apart. Doors I knew were meant for me slammed shut. I felt like I missed my moment. I felt like I was stuck. Let me tell you what I learned through tears, frustration, and confusion. Closed doors are not the end. They are God's strategy. So here's what I want you to do. Don't you dare click off this video. This isn't one of those feel-good motivational clips you forget in 2 minutes. This message is surgical. It's meant for your heart. And I don't want you to just watch it. I want you to let it speak to you. Let it break some old beliefs off of you. Let it reset your mind. Because I'm going to walk you through what's really happening. I'm going to show you why God shut that door, why it's not the end, and how it's all part of a divine move designed just for you. Listen to me, you are not abandoned. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are being positioned. You may not feel it yet. You may not see it yet. But when I say greater is coming, I'm not giving you empty words. I'm giving you divine truth. So here's your mission. Watch every second of this. Take notes. Replay the parts that hit your spirit. Don't let distractions pull you away. This is a moment that could change the way you see your life forever. I'm not here to waste your time. I'm here to awaken you. Because God didn't close that door to break you, He closed it to build you. And in the next few minutes, you're going to see how every delay, every no, every closed door was really a yes to something far greater than you imagined. Let's dive into it. Let's talk about why the door had to close. Let's talk about understanding divine detours. You thought the plan was perfect, didn't you? Everything felt like it was finally coming together. That job, that relationship, that dream, until suddenly the door slammed shut in your face. And now, you're standing there confused, maybe even angry, wondering, God, why? I've been there. I'd had moments where I questioned everything because I thought God said yes, only to find myself staring at a locked door I couldn't open, no matter how hard I tried. But hear me. Just because the door closed doesn't mean you're stuck. You're not stuck. You're being redirected. What you call rejection, God calls protection. What you see is the end. He sees as the beginning of a better path. This isn't punishment. It's preparation. That closed door isn't the absence of His love. It's proof of it. He's not holding you back. He's setting you apart. Listen, when God shuts a door, it's because there's something behind it that your eyes can't see, but His can. He's shielding you from unseen harm, from people who would have betrayed you, from choices that would have destroyed you, from timing that wasn't ready for you yet. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future." That's not just a verse. It's a divine declaration over your life. God is intentional with every step you take and every step you don't take. You didn't miss it. You didn't fall behind. You're still in the center of His will. You're not lost. You're being led. See, you and I, We plan things with our own understanding. We look at what we want, we map out our route, and we think this must be the way. But Proverbs 16:9 reminds us, in their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. That means your detour wasn't an accident. It was a divine move. God looked at your life, saw 10 steps ahead, and said, this is not the way to your destiny. That may shift you. Think about it like this. If you're driving on a road and there's construction ahead or danger waiting, a GPS will reroute you. It might take longer, it might be confusing, but it will still get you to the destination, safe, prepared, and on time. That's what God does with divine detours. He doesn't cancel the promise. He redirects the path. I want you to stop seeing delays as denials. I want you to stop seeing closed doors as curses. Detours are part of your development. They shape your character. They build your patience. They test your obedience. And even when it feels like nothing's happening, something sacred is being formed inside of you. That waiting season, that wandering moment, God's using it to strengthen your spirit. So don't fight the detour. Don't panic. Don't force open doors that God has already shut. Trust that if He closed it, He's guiding you to something greater. Trust that His ways are higher, that His view is bigger, that His timing is perfect. You're not stuck. You're being set up for something only God could prepare. Every step, every stop, every silent season, it's all part of the divine map. He hasn't forgotten you. You're still on His path. Let's keep going. Because now that we understand the detour, we've got to talk about something deeper, the purpose behind the closed door. You weren't being pushed away. You were being pulled deeper. But if that door really wasn't meant for you, then what was God doing with all the pain it caused? You might still be wondering, if God really loves me, why would He close the door in the first place? And I hear that. I ask that same question over and over. I cried out, God, why didn't you let it work out? I was ready. I wanted it. I prayed for it. But listen to me. God doesn't close doors out of cruelty. He does it out of clarity. He sees the full picture. You and I only see a frame. That closed door had a purpose. Maybe not one you welcome, but one you needed. Because God isn't just in the business of opening opportunities. He's in the business of shaping souls. He shuts doors because He knows what's on the other side would either damage your purpose or delay your destiny. You thought you were ready, but God saw something in your heart or in that situation that required a holy interruption. And instead of saying yes to your desire, He said no to protect your future. Romans 8:28 says, and we know that in all things, God works for the good of those who love Him, who are called according to His purpose. All things, even the heartbreak, even the job loss, even the detour, even the door that slammed shut with no explanation. Sometimes, God's no is the most loving thing He can give you. Because if He gave you what you wanted when you wanted it, it would have crushed you. That closed door, it's not rejection. It's redirection into protection. And here's something I had to learn the hard way. Closed doors humble us. They strip us of self-sufficiency. They drive us back to God, not just for answers, but for intimacy. Because when everything is going well, it's easy to lean on our own understanding. But when God closes a door, we're forced to lean only on Him. That's where true trust is built. Isaiah 55 8:9 reminds us, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways." That means he's working with a heavenly logic. You're playing checkers, and he's playing divine chess. And listen closely. God never wastes the waiting. Every moment you feel stuck is actually a season where he's working behind the scenes. He's preparing the right connections, the right timing, the right environment for you to flourish. He's doing what you can't see so that, when it's time, everything will align perfectly. But the door had to close first. So don't resent the closed door. Honor it. Thank God for it. Because if he hadn't shut it, you might have walked straight into something that looked good, but would have stolen your peace, your purpose, or even your identity. You're not being punished. You're being positioned. But what about the moments when he says nothing at all? When the room goes quiet, the heavens feel closed, and your prayers seem to echo back empty. Let me ask you something real. What do you do when God goes quiet? What do you do when you're praying, crying, waiting, and there's no answer? No sign. No confirmation. Just stillness. If you're like me, you've had moments where you felt like heaven was silent, and it felt almost unbearable. But listen closely. God's silence is not his absence. He is closer in the stillness than you could ever imagine. See, when God is silent, it doesn't mean he stopped working. In fact, in many cases, it means he's doing his deepest work. The silence is often the soil where faith grows strongest. That's where spiritual maturity is born, not when everything makes sense, but when nothing does, and you still choose to trust. Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still, and know that I am God." That's not just a cute verse for your coffee mug. That's a command. That's a divine whisper in the middle of your confusion. It says, stop striving. Stop panicking. I am still in control. And in that stillness, he reveals things about himself and about you that you could never learn in the noise. I remember nights where I lay on the floor, desperate to hear something, anything, from God. I questioned everything. I asked, have you forgotten me? Had I messed up too much? But what I found, over time, was that the silence was not abandonment, it was alignment. God was reworking things, deepening my character, sharpening my vision. I couldn't hear him yet, but he was moving. And he's moving for you too. Lamentations 3:25 says, "The Lord is good to those who wait for him, to the soul who seeks him." Waiting on God is never wasted time. It's not passive. It's powerful. While you're in the waiting room, God is in the operation room, performing surgery on your soul, preparing you for the next level. He doesn't rush greatness, and he won't rush your process. It's in the silence that your faith is tested. Anybody can trust God when the miracles are flowing. But who are you when there's nothing? Who are you when the answers don't come? That's where real faith is born. That's where spiritual strength is forged. You become unshakable, not because life is easy, but because you've learned to trust in the one who never changes. Silence isn't the absence of movement. It's the space where God shapes the roots so the fruit can grow later. So, if you're in a silent season, don't let the enemy lie to you. Don't let doubt creep in. God is there. In the stillness. In the waiting. In the quiet tension between no longer and not yet. This silence is sacred. And soon, it will give way to sound. But in the meantime, trust him. He's working even when you can't hear his voice. And maybe, just maybe, the silence isn't waiting on God to speak. Maybe it's waiting on you to let go of what he already told you to release. There comes a point in your journey when you have to face the truth. You can't receive the new if you're still clinging to the old. Let me say it plain. You can't walk into your next while dragging the weight of your past. And I know, letting go hurts. It's messy. It's confusing. Because you gave your heart to something, someone, or some version of life you thought would last forever. But hear me. God isn't trying to take something from you. He's trying to make room for what's coming. I had to learn this the hard way. I held on to people, to dreams, to opportunities that God had clearly ended. I tried to resurrect what God had already buried. And it only delayed my healing. It only kept me stuck. But the moment I released what was, God began to release what could be. Philippians 3:13-14 says, "Forgetting what is behind and straining toward what is ahead, I press on toward the goal to win the prize for which God has called me." That's not just about memory. It's about momentum. You can't move forward if your feet are planted in the past. You've got to press, even when the pain tries to pull you backward. And yes, grieving is part of the process. You have permission to mourn what you lost, to cry, to ask why. But you do not have permission to build your home in the valley. God prunes to promote. He cuts not to hurt you, but to make room for fruit. John 15:2 tells us, He cuts off every branch that bears no fruit so that it may bear more fruit. That means some endings are necessary for your growth. Letting go isn't weakness, it's worship. It says, God, I trust you more than I trust my comfort zone. I trust your future more than I idolize my past. And I get it. It's scary. But holding on to dead things keeps you from living. And the truth is, that thing you're afraid to release is probably the very thing keeping you from breakthrough. Let me ask you, what are you holding on to that God has already asked you to release? Is it a toxic relationship? A failed dream? An old identity? Whatever it is, I want you to know this. Your future can't start until your grip on the past ends. Letting go is not losing. It's positioning. It's trusting that if God asked you to release it, it's because He has something better in store. So lift your eyes. Open your hands. Release the past. And get ready, for what's ahead is far more powerful than what's behind. Because when you let go, you make room for God's promises to finally take hold. Because you can't carry the weight of the past and reach for what's ahead at the same time. So once your hands are empty, what is God about to place in them? You've let go. You've grieved. You surrendered. But now comes the part most people overlook, the preparation. Because just because the door closed doesn't mean it's over. It means God is getting ready to open something greater. And I'm not talking about just something better. I'm talking about something divine. Something that could only be built in the background, through your obedience, your pain, and your preparation. See, most people want the blessing, but they don't want the building. They want the platform, but not the process. But I'll tell you this, God never sends glory to an unprepared vessel. He won't pour fresh oil into a cracked container. If you're asking for elevation, then understand that preparation and obscurity is part of the price. When God is preparing you, He will hide you. He will strip you. He will refine you in private before He reveals you in public. 1 Peter 5:6 says, Humble yourselves, therefore, under God's mighty hand, that He may lift you up in due time. That due time is divine timing. Not your schedule. Not your calendar. God lifts when you're ready, not when you're desperate. I had seasons where no one was calling. No doors were opening. No progress was visible. But in that place, where I felt unseen and unqualified, God was preparing me. He was building resilience, teaching me how to pray when I had no answers, training my faith to see beyond what my eyes could. And maybe that's what He's doing in you right now. Maybe this quiet season isn't punishment, it's a proving ground. Isaiah 43:19 declares, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it?" That means the new is already forming, but your perception needs to catch up. God is already planting the seeds of greatness within you. But will you water those seeds? Will you stay faithful in the field when there's no fruit yet? The greater that's ahead isn't just about more success, more followers, or more comfort. It's about more impact, more alignment, more glory for the kingdom. But your character must match your calling. That's why preparation matters. God is shaping your integrity, your humility, your patience, so that when the door finally opens, you don't sabotage the blessing with old habits. So don't despise the hidden season. Don't curse the slow days. Because every second of preparation is storing up a harvest. You are not being forgot. You are being forged. You are not being overlooked. You are being ordered. And soon, very soon, the doors will swing open and you will walk into what eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard, and hearts couldn't imagine. So get ready. Stay faithful. Keep grinding. Keep praying. Keep growing. Because what's coming is greater than what you lost. Not because I said so, but because God promised it. And now it's time to step into that promise. He's prepared the way. He's prepared you. But when the moment comes, will you have the faith to walk through the door without looking back? This is the moment where it all shifts. You've been through the closed doors. You've endured the silence. You've surrendered the past. And now, you're standing on the edge of a brand new season. But here's the truth. You can't tiptoe into what God has called you to walk into boldly. You've got to make the decision right now. Not to crawl into it, not to hesitate, but to step in with faith, with fire, and with fearless obedience. So many people forfeit their breakthrough at the door of transition. Why? Because they're afraid. Afraid of what's unknown. Afraid to be seen again. Afraid that maybe it'll fail again. But hear me. If God brought you this far, He's not about to leave you now. You didn't survive all of that pain, all of that pruning, all of that preparation, just to turn back. You are ready. Not perfect, but prepare. Joshua 1:9 says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." That's not a suggestion. That's a command. God is saying to you, this next move is not optional. I need you to step. I need you to trust. I need you to believe. Why? Because what you walk into now isn't just for you. It's for others. Your obedience is tied to someone else's breakthrough. I know you feel nervous. I know it still feels risky. But faith isn't the absence of fear. It's moving despite it. Boldness isn't about loudness. It's about confidence in the one who sent you. And the truth is, God has already gone before you. The doors you're afraid of walking through, He's already on the other side. The obstacles you're scared of facing, He's already prepared the way. Psalm 37:23 says, The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. That means your steps are not random. They are righteous. Even when they are trembling, even when they are unsure, they're ordered. You've been equipped in silence. You've been molded in secret. And now, heaven is calling you to step up and step in. You are the one God has been preparing. You are the one called for this moment. Not someone else. Not later. Now. You've got the oil. You've got the calling. You've got the testimony. The new season is not something you earn. It's something you step into by faith. So move. Speak. Build. Start. Lead. Heal. Create. Whatever God placed in your spirit, it's time. Stop rehearsing what was. Start declaring what is. This is your new chapter. This is your new assignment. This is your new beginning. Don't walk in timid. Walk in bold. You are not a victim of closed doors. You are a product of divine preparation. Now the new season is here, and it's proof that God never forgot you. Before we close, I want you to take a deep breath right here, right now. This isn't just the end of a message, it's the beginning of a movement in your life. I believe this word found you on purpose. And it's not because you're broken, it's because you're becoming. You're being shaped, positioned, prepared for something greater. So I don't want you to just walk away with good information. I want you to walk away with divine transformation. And that starts with prayer, not just me praying for you, but with you. I want you to open your heart. Repeat these words out loud. Whisper them if you have to. Shout them if you need to. But don't just listen. Pray with me now. Father, I surrender. I surrender every door that closed without warning. Every plan I made that didn't work. Every moment I doubted if you were still with me. God, I may not understand, but I know you're still in control. So I give you my need to control. I give you my timeline, my fears, my expectations. Take all of it, Lord, because I trust you more than I trust me. Right here, God, I release it. I release the disappointment I've been carrying like a chain. I release the fear that maybe I missed my moment. I release the bitterness that's been hiding in my heart. I lay it all down at your feet. I'm done rehearsing the pain, done carrying the weight. It's yours now, Father. All of it. I'm not strong enough to hold it, but you are. Even when it doesn't make sense, I choose trust. Even when heaven is silent, I will believe you're working. You are the God who sees what I can't see. The God who moves when I can't feel it. The God who closes doors because you love me. So I trust your no. I trust your silence. I trust your redirection because it always leads to something better. I won't fear the detour, Lord. I'll walk it with faith. Remind me who I am. I am not forgot you. I am not stuck. I am chosen. I am loved. I am being positioned. I am not behind. I am right on schedule. You have called me. You have covered me. You are still writing my story. Let every lie of the enemy fall to the ground. I believe who you say I am. God, align my life with your will. Align my heart with your timing. Open the right doors and slam shut the wrong ones. Bring the right people and remove what distracts. Position me for the greater you've prepared. I declare it now. I am stepping into divine alignment. Every step is ordered. Every moment is marked. I am not lost. I am led. And now, Father, I rise. I rise in boldness. I rise in purpose. I rise in obedience to walk into this new season. No more fear. No more delay. No more looking back. The past is over. The pruning is complete. Now I walk forward, eyes fixed, heart full. The future is mine, because you are with me. I seal this moment, Lord. I seal it in faith. Thank you for every closed door that made room for this one. Thank you for the detour that was never a derailment. Thank you for preparing greater things for me. Your plan is perfect. Your timing is holy. And my life is in your hands. In Jesus' name, I say yes. Amen. If this word stirred something inside you, if you felt the fire to move, the courage to let go, and the faith to walk into what's greater, then this moment is for more than just you. You've prayed, use me, Lord. This is how God is answering you now. When you give, through Super Thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, you don't just support a video, you send a river of hope into dry and desperate places. You plant light into someone else's dark night. You carry God's voice into another soul's silence. He said, "Give, and it will be given to you." And he never speaks in vain. Your act of faith right now is a seed of purpose, a prophetic yes, a divine agreement with the very word you just received. This is the moment you don't want to scroll past. This is holy ground. And I speak this blessing over every giver. May what you sow return multiplied, not just in provision, but in direction, in healing, in breakthrough, and in the next open door God has prepared for you. Now act. Click. Give. Don't wait for another sign. You're it. Partner with God and watch what he does next. Before you scroll away, I want you to do something bold. Drop this in the comments right now. I'm not stuck. God is positioning me for something greater. That's not just a comment. It's a prophetic declaration. When you type it, when you speak it, when you share it, you're agreeing with heaven. You're declaring over your life that this closed door is not the end. It's the beginning. That what felt like a loss was really divine strategy. And that your steps from this day forward are ordered by the Lord. Let this comment section become an altar. Let it be filled with voices rising together in faith. Your declaration could ignite someone else's breakthrough. And if this message hit your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Send it to someone who feels stuck. Tag someone who needs hope. Share this with someone who feels like God forgot them. Because they need to know. Just like you now know, they're not stuck. God's just setting them up. The next door will open. And when it does, you'll walk through it with power, purpose, and peace. Greater is ahead. Declare it. Believe it. Share it. Right now. Amen. Please like this video and leave a heartfelt amen in the comments. If you want to stay closer to God, subscribe to our channel.